Good morning everyone. I am Khantakar Abdul Hussain. My ID is 151351011. I am going to present now my project, which is Vara, varatia. My project statement is it's a management system where the landlord and tenant can manage everything on their own site. My supervisor is Ritik Alam. He is helped me in every way. Introduction. Vara varatia. Vara varatia project is the development of a software model for the documentation implementation lifecycle. The innovation is driven by the demand of senior citizens and home developers. It is a system where the homeowner and tenant are both together in a specific way. Established a uninterrupted communication between them, resolving housing and tenant issues such as rent, keeping accounts, and managing them. What is actually problem? Now I am sharing about the problem, a real story which is happened to me during the corona pandemic time. I had came to Dhaka and I started staying at my uncle's home. My uncle stays in Canada several times a year, so it's my responsibility to take proper information from the caretaker about the house and send it to him. And that's where the disaster happened. That's what I realized, that the relationship between owner and tenant is not strong. Any decision on the part of the owner actually changes in the middle. No one can be directly accused. This causes various problems, and the time the actual work is delayed. Again, some tenants put the rest of the tenants in trouble by establishing direct contact with the owner, like to get across the hurdle. Why I am choosing the problem? Every month, building owner has to collect rent from the tenant. That's not a big deal. It's become more difficult when they calculate their rent of their due. What an owner more than one building, they have to remind it their memory or use a notebook which tenant didn't pay his month rent, and it's disgusting to be an owner that there has to be remind tenant dues for every month, because it cannot be said surely every tenant paid his rent at a due time. So it's a huge amount to calculate and make an annual and monthly report. So some owner easily expenses go based on this amount. Maximum owners maintains caretaker who maintain this criteria, and some of them make mismatch the transaction as intentionally or unintentionally. The average amount of such calculation per month becomes a good amount at the end of the year. At the end of the day, there is no clear report of every transaction. On another side of the tenant, there is also a issue. Before leaving home, he has to make an appointment with the owner and makes payment clearance. The whole process is lengthy process, because before leaving home, he has to confirm his owner a minimum 1 month ago. Because the communication gap is there, any need of repair of home still remain pending. The whole management system has been going to through some irregularities from the beginning, but the landlord and tenant suffer this management system. At the end of the slide, I want to say the homeowner will get with the house accounts tenants, and in the system, tenants will get accurate details of every deals, not need any other application to find out them and then communicate it. No need other application to track rent. With our system will both tenant and owner in a specific way. What we will remove? We try to remove, keep tenant details files, keep rent details in recipe book, and reduce the communication gap. What actually exists in system and what we will do our varatia. Before slides, I am telling briefly. Now I am telling you in short the actual difference between the existing system and my varatia. The homeowner and landlord keeps a handwriting note about every single piece of information, and they keep it in their files and folder. If someone asks him, show me transaction details about 5 years ago, is it possible? Chances 50-50. Again, if asked, give all such tenant information, it's also not possible. But Vara varatia can resolve these types of problem. What is my key features of the system? easily keep track of rent. You can easily keep track of our monthly expenses. At the end of the month, we'll be able to see the rest of amount, getting a user-friendly dashboard. All tenant information will just one click. All tenant information can be easily edited. There will be details of every direct cost. Keep an account of the money saved by the bank. Monthly and annual reports can be generated in PDF format. The police verification file will be auto generated. What I am going to use to develop my project, the tools and technologies. My front end, I am using HTML, CSS and Bootstrap, and back end I am using PHP, server client language, and the framework Laravel, and the database is MySQL. In development tools, I am using for UI UX Figma, and for coding I am using VS Code and the Jam. Now I am talking about the UML diagram, use case, activity, sequence, and year diagram. This is my use case diagram and the list of my use cases. Registration, login, create dashboard, select dashboard, create cost list, create tenant, create notice, tenant dashboard, create leave notice, send message, report generate, change password, and login. This is my activity diagram. All the activity diagram is same, so I am explaining one, like create tenant. Before create tenant, you have to log in. If your login is incorrect, you cannot create tenant. If your login is valid, then you can add tenant. In the tenant field, before adding, you have some required field. If you fulfill the required field, you can add tenant. If your information is wrong, then you cannot add tenant. After adding tenant, you can see the tenant list. In same way, you can create notice, you can send message, and talking about report, report will be auto generated. After login, you can see the report. Sequence diagram is same for all activity, for all sequence. Year diagram. This is our year diagram. Admin and tenant has a relationship. Many admin can add many tenant. Tenant has some attribute like ID, emergency name, emergency phone, payment address, phone name, NID. Admin also have some attribute. These two types of users has some user role. Now I am talking about UI UX design, which I am designing with Figma. This is our landing page, what actually looks. This is our login page, our dashboard. You can create dashboard here. Also see the dashboard. This data will become from database and automatically. Tenant details we can add. This is our bar chart and report and notice board and tenant dashboard. What actually look like tenant dashboard. Feature work. What will be next with feature? Super admin can access and message everything. Multi-authentication. Every user role has a specific role. Bank statement, details of deposit and withdraw. Online payment system can pay house rent by online payment gateway. Advertisement segment can advertise of his own or flat through online. Any question? Thanks everyone for staying with me for so long.